Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into some of the most iconic and unforgettable gaming experiences that have been reimagined or updated for a new generation. Whether you're a seasoned gamer or just getting started, these titles are sure to capture your attention with their stunning visuals, immersive worlds, and innovative gameplay. Final Fantasy VII Remake is an updated version of the classic JRPG released in 1997 and one of the most anticipated games of its time. It deserves attention due to its stunning graphics, new mechanics, and deep immersion into the game world. Unlike the original, where the combat system was turn-based, in the remake the battles became dynamic, with elements of real-time and active use of tactical pauses, which makes the game more exciting and accessible for both beginners and experienced players. Particular attention should be paid to the improved graphics. The characters and environments look incredibly detailed, which allows players to dive deeper into the world of Midgar and the rest of the planet. The plot, although retaining many elements of the original, is now more detailed and emotionally rich, and new characters and additional missions add variety. Even if you are familiar with the original version, the remake is worth playing to see how the classic has been adapted for a modern generation of players, taking into account new technologies and improvements.
We're here to rescue Aerith, remember? We don't need more attention than what we're gonna get.
Mass Effect Legendary Edition is a remaster of the legendary trilogy about Commander Shepard, which brought new visual improvements and fixes to the classic game. This edition deserves attention due to its updated graphics, improved mechanics, and many other changes that significantly improve the gameplay. The combat system has been refined, and the controls have become more convenient and intuitive, making the game accessible to both beginners and experienced players. The graphics have been reworked, and now the characters, environments, and space landscapes look much more detailed and realistic. However, not only the visual component has been improved, all three games have been optimized for a modern platform, allowing you to enjoy a smoother and more stable gameplay. The plot and the choices that players make remain unchanged, and this is the key feature of the game. Even if you're familiar with the original version, Mass Effect Legendary Edition is worth checking out to relive the epic, but with improved graphics and gameplay. The Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild is a game that changed the way adventure games are played. It deserves attention due to its open world, huge freedom of action, and deep elaboration of details. Unlike other games in the series, it departs from the usual linear structure, offering players to explore the vast world of Hyrule, solve puzzles, fight enemies, and discover secrets in any order. The game's special feature is the mechanics of survival and exploration, where it is important to use the surrounding world, interact with the weather, collect resources, and solve problems in non-standard conditions. This is not just an adventure action game, but a game with elements of role-playing and strategy, which makes it interesting for both beginners and experienced players. The graphics, although not as realistic as in other games, attract thanks to their unique style, which fits perfectly with the atmosphere of the game. Even if you are familiar with the previous parts of the series, Breath of the Wild is worth playing, as it offers a completely new experience that would not be possible to get in other games. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is one of the most highly rated RPGs of all time, worthy of attention for its stunning world, deep storyline, and complex decision-making system. The game stands out from others in the genre due to its deep character development and rich mythology, where every choice affects the course of the story. An important feature is the non-linearity. You can explore a huge world, complete side quests, and also interact with characters whose fates can change greatly depending on your decisions. The combat system and mechanics have been significantly improved compared to previous games in the series, making battles more dynamic and exciting. Players can combine magic spells, weapons, and dodges to deal with numerous enemies and monsters. The Witcher 3 has impressive graphics, which, combined with atmospheric music and detailed locations, create a unique atmosphere. Even if you are familiar with the previous games or have already played the original version, the improved additions and additional content make this game a must-play. Each new adventure in the world of Geralt promises new discoveries and experiences.
War between the mighty has driven people from their homes. But one plague
Shadow of the Colossus is a game that has achieved cult status thanks to its minimalist yet profound concept. It deserves attention for its unique atmosphere, where every moment is filled with grandeur and loneliness. The game stands out among others in the action-adventure genre because its entire plot is focused on destroying giant colossi, each of which is a real puzzle that requires the player to be attentive and strategic. The peculiarity of Shadow of the Colossus is that instead of many small enemies, the player faces 16 huge bosses, and each battle is a kind of test, where it is necessary to study the enemy's weaknesses, overcome physical and environmental obstacles. The graphics, although minimalist, perfectly convey the atmosphere of desert landscapes and the grandeur of the Colossi. The remaster of this game, released for PlayStation 4, significantly improved the visuals, while preserving the atmosphere of the original. Improved graphics and animations, as well as the smoothness of the characters' movements, make the game even more captivating, allowing even those familiar with the original to look at this masterpiece from a new angle. This version is definitely worth playing again or discovering for the first time. Elden Ring is a game that has become a real breakthrough in the world of open worlds and role-playing games, which has earned attention for its complexity, depth, and innovation in gameplay. It stands out from other games in the genre due to its well-thought-out mechanics, a vast world filled with secrets and dangers, and exceptional freedom of action. The game's story, created by Hidetaka Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin, immerses you in a unique mythology that unfolds through unpredictable quests and interactions with the world. One of the features of Elden Ring is its open world, where every decision, whether it is a fight with bosses or exploration of locations, affects the development of the story. The combat system, like in previous From Software games, combines tough mechanics that require precision and patience, as well as deep customization of the character and development options. The graphics and atmosphere of the game are striking in their detail and scale, creating a truly epic experience. Even if you're familiar with From Software's previous games like Dark Souls or Bloodborne, Elden Ring is worth playing as it offers a fresh take on a familiar formula, with open spaces and more flexibility in how you approach combat and exploration. It's a perfect choice for both experienced players and newcomers looking for a challenge. The Last of Us is a game that deserves attention due to its deep story, emotional weight, and great storytelling. It combines elements of survival and action adventures, as well as a dramatic story that makes you think about human values, loss, and hope. The game stands out from other projects in the post-apocalyptic genre thanks to its well-developed characters, especially the main duo, Joel and Eli, whose relationship and experiences become the basis of the entire game. The Last of Us is a special feature, a balance between intense battles, stealth, and emotionally charged moments, which makes the game interesting for both beginners and experienced players. The combat system is quite tough, and survival requires skill in managing resources. But at the same time, the game offers many opportunities for exploration of the world and interaction with the surrounding space. The graphics, story, and acting are at the highest level, which makes each player's experience more personal and exciting. Even if you are familiar with the original version of the game, the remake release for PlayStation 5 is worth playing for its improved graphics and new level of immersion. It is one of those games that does not leave you indifferent, offering an unforgettable experience in a world that is hard to forget. Resident Evil 4 Remake is a remastered version of the iconic 2005 game that deserves attention for its modern take on classic action and survival horror. The remake retains all the strengths of the original, but significantly improves the graphics, combat system, and elements of interaction with the world, making the game more dynamic and tense. Unlike the original, where the camera was fixed, the remake uses a more modern over-the-shoulder perspective, which significantly improves the sense of presence and dynamics of battles. One of the key features of Resident Evil 4 Remake is a more deeply developed story, new visuals, and improved combat mechanics, making the game accessible to both newcomers and experienced players. A redesigned shooting system, improved controls, and new action elements create a more tense atmosphere, while improved locations and textures give the game a modern look. The graphics and sound design deserve special attention. The world, filled with terrifying enemies and dangerous situations, now looks more detailed and alive. Even if you are familiar with the original, The remake is worth playing to relive the atmosphere of the game with improvements that make every battle and every tense moment even more exciting. God of War is not just a continuation of the popular series, but a real reboot that brought new mechanics and a deep story to the game. It deserves attention for its great combination of mythology, combat elements, and emotional power of the story. Unlike previous parts, where the main character, Kratos, was more focused on destruction, in this game he becomes a father, which gives the story more depth and drama. His relationship with his son Atreus, their journey through the worlds of Scandinavian mythology, is the basis of the plot, filled with personal experiences and important lessons about life and death. The game stands out among others in its genre due to its tactical combat, where Kratos uses both hand-to-hand combat and weapons with the ability to switch between fighting styles. God of War also uses a continuous camera shot, which allows you to fully immerse yourself in what is happening and feel the full scale of the events. RPG elements add additional complexity to the game, allowing you to level up characters, improve equipment, and adapt your playstyle to yourself. The graphics and sound design in the game are top-notch. Each world and character looks stunningly detailed. Even if you are familiar with the previous games in the series, God of War is worth playing for the new perspective on Kratos and his journey, the improved mechanics, and the more mature approach to storytelling. This is not just a game, but an epic adventure that sets new standards for the genre. Baldur's Gate 3 is a true masterpiece that stands out among other RPGs due to its incredible depth, interactivity, and faithful adaptation of the Dungeons & Dragons tabletop rules. The game deserves attention due to its rich world, complex choices, and developed characters with whom players can interact at every turn. The game's plot, filled with political intrigue, magic, and ancient secrets, makes you immerse yourself in the story with each new choice that affects the future of both the hero and the world as a whole. One of the key features of Baldur's Gate 3 is the dialogue and decision-making system, which is used in the best traditions of Dungeons & Dragons. Each choice can lead to completely different consequences, and thanks to the multiplayer mode, players can cooperate and make decisions together, which makes the game interesting both for solo play and for playing with friends. The combat system combines tactical elements typical of tabletop RPGs with the ability to freely explore the world, allowing you to choose your own style of play, from quiet stealth to active battles. Visually, the game looks stunning, with detailed locations, characters, and animations. Baldur's Gate 3 is worth playing even for those familiar with the previous games in the series. As a new take on the classic franchise, improved graphics and mechanics make it a must-have for fans of the genre and newcomers ready to immerse themselves in an exciting world. Thanks for joining me on this gaming journey. If you enjoyed learning about these incredible remakes and updates, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more in-depth looks at your favorite games. Let me know which one you're most excited to play or replay, and I'll see you in the next video.